You would think that if you were in the world of politics and if you were a Democrat and you've been around since the days of Obama, you would have known or realized that, you know, don't do anything that involves somebody going to a birth certificate. Don't do that. You would think somebody would say, I remember a while back, it was a big brouhaha over where Obama was born. He said he was born in Hawaii. Other people said no. Then there was the birth certificate. And then the next thing you know, I don't know about the birth certificate. And then the other one said, well, was it in Kenya? Was it here? No, it was here. And then there was the long. Anyway, that's moot. That's moot, as we say. So you would think someone would say, listen, whatever you do, make sure that you watch what you say as far as where you were born. They're funny about that. They're really funny about that. They're weird. They're very strange about that. So don't do anything involving someplace you say you were born that you weren't born there. You know what I mean? Don't that make sense to you? Makes sense to me. It's a very simple rule. Whatever you do, don't tell people you were born someplace that you really weren't. Not a good idea. Well, I have a crazy idea, and this is nuts, and this makes no sense because it's the only way that I can explain things. And this is the most important. This is the most important. But before we begin, I think JM says, how can I become a member? JM, that's a great question. Can somebody help JM? How can JM become a member? JM, thank you, my friend. Somebody help him out, would you? Somebody, would you help? But before we begin, would you please help him out? Would you help JM? And also, Born to Raise Hogs says Vance's nationalism is not helping win over the undecideds. Well, I don't think Vance is going to help over the undecideds. I'm not a big Vance fan. But what do you want? He's J.D. Vance. What difference does it make? He's doing a hell of a lot better job than that other idiot, Tampon Timmy. Okay? But here's the story. Quick. What's the story? Where was Kamala born? You remember this story? Quick, somebody tell me. What's the official story? Where was she born? Where was she raised? Where did she live? Where was she raised? Where? Remember the story? Remember where she said she's from? Remember where she said she was from? Where she was raised? Nope, she never said she was Canadian. Nope, never said India. Nope, not Oakland. George Lenz, ladies and gentlemen, George Lenz says Oakland. That's the story. Oakland. It's the epicenter of negritude, as people would say. Tower of Power, Oakland. Black Panthers, Oakland. Alameda County, Oakland. That's where she said she was from. I'm from Oakland. Well, not really. What? That's right. Wait a minute. Hold it. Are you saying there's another? Yes. And guess who called her out on it? Jesse Waters. Wait a minute. The same guy who sullied her reputation as a woman? Yep. The same guy who suggested she was some kind of a trollop of, yep. What's this story all about? Well, get ready, my friends. Get ready and you shall hear. But before we do this, let me tell you right off the bat about a very special sponsor of ours. I just want you to listen carefully. If you had the chance to say, what would be one of the most important things you could ever help somebody with? Seriously. And I think anything involving the word emergency, like emergency food, preparewithlionel.com. There are more people who have said, thank you for this, who feel this holy wow. We feel very good about President Trump. We feel very, very good. Very, very good. but people are scared out of their minds. What if through some, and we've been through various discussions about ballots, and they're covering their bases. You're going to see firearm sales, ammunition sales, emergency food, generators, gold, crypto, you name it. People are actually ready for the apocalypse. Well, that would never happen. Oh, yeah? Preparewithlionel.com, 25-year shelf life. This is the best of the best. Right now, they've got a 3-month emergency food kit. They've got a mega sale, $300 or box off a 3-month emergency food kit. Go to preparewithlionel.com. Look at what's there. This is, get it one time, store it, and you're fine. 25 years, 3 months. You cannot duplicate this on your own. You can't do it. You can't have the variety. You can't have the multiplicity of food. Preparewithlionel.com right now. Special mega sale, $300. It's you can save. Preparewithlionel.com. All right, let's talk about this, shall we? Let's talk about this story. Oh, you're going to love this story. Yeah. See, it seems that Kamala is being called out for rewriting her story about where she really grew up in Northern California to claim more moderate, simple beginning. Kamala speaks fondly about her upbringing in Oakland, California, but she actually spent the majority of her youth and early school years in Berkeley, a place with more leftist connotations. Nice. Berkeley versus Oakland. During her presidential nomination acceptance speech, remember that one? Kamala spoke about how her mother rented an apartment in the East Bay. Yeah. Quote, she says, in the Bay, you either live in the hills or the flatlands. We lived in the flats, a beautiful working class neighborhood of firefighters, nurses, and construction workers, all who tended their lawns with pride. In the flats in Oakland. In Oakland. She said this, in the flats in Oakland, growing up. However, she didn't officially move to the flats until she was an adult in her 20s. That's not what she said. That's not what she said. She was talking about where she grew up. She was talking about how she was growing up. This is according to the New York Times, by the way, that right-wing rag. So Kamala spoke about her upbringing without mentioning her ties to Berkeley. Not a big deal. Although she was born in an Oakland hospital, her birth certificate, there we go again, listen, apartment building near to University of California, Berkeley, where her parents were pursuing their doctorates. Kamala has a history of speaking vaguely, inartfully regarding her upbringing. Maybe it was her attempt to try to identify with a more humble middle-class upbringing instead of the privileged class of a child living among Berkeley academics. Oakland sounds in the flatlands. She also kind of avoided the Berkeley identity when she first delivered her official kickoff. It was a rally in Oakland for her failed 2020 presidential campaign. Quote, I am so proud to be a daughter of Oakland, California. And as most of you know, I was born just up the road at Kaiser Hospital. Well, that's true, but that's not where she lived. In her 2019 memoir, Kamala wrote that she spent the formative years of her childhood living on the boundary between Oakland and Berkeley. Well, that's kind of interesting. But she grew up in Berkeley and attended Berkeley public schools. She was also a part of a busing program, listen to that, that shifted the location of her school to the more wealthy part of the city. So it actually worked out. I mean, busing, I guess, but it was actually, it was a better school. Now, Kamala and her mother, Shyamala, you got Kamala and Shyamala, would visit sometimes at the laboratory in Berkeley. Now, Kamala's childhood, a friend of hers wrote about the Berkeley village that raised her. This is a friend of hers. Oprah, you know who Oprah is, right? Oprah mentioned that Kamala's involvement in the busing initiative during her DNC speech noting that Kamala, quote, became part of the second class to integrate the public schools in Berkeley, California. Now, a close childhood friend of hers, Stacy Johnson Baptiste, published a book in 2021 about her relationship with Harris and the Berkeley village that raised Kamala and me. And at the DNC, Kamala also avoided any mention of her upbringing in Montreal. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's that Canada part. You brought that up. See, Kamala's mama moved the 12-year-old Kamala and her family to Montreal to teach at McGill University's medical school and work in research at the prestigious Jewish General Hospital. Kamala spent her years, her formative years, her teenage years in Montreal and graduated from high school at the age of 17. She then moved to D.C. to study at Howard University before returning back to California. She did not officially move to Oakland until 1993 when she purchased a one-bedroom condo where she also was working as a prosecutor. Don't you love this? It was there when she met and started dating California State Assembly Speaker Willie Brown and his band of renown, who appointed her to well-paying positions, government boards, and all. Harris then moved to San Francisco after she was appointed to work for San Francisco DA Terrence Hallinan. And then her life. So you can look at her birth certificate. And then Jesse Waters, who's under some hot water as it is right now, he said, quote, "Did you know that Kamala Harris didn't grow up in Oakland as she always said she did? She grew up in Berkeley, in the People's Republic of Berkeley, or Berkeley, as people call it. Her birth certificate lists an apartment right next to Berkeley's campus." So, my friends, some people do not know how to tell the truth. Evan Webb also says, "I will buy the food and maybe a tank in shortwave." Indeed. Freedom says, "Lionel, why didn't you get on another conservative site other than this site where freedom of our speech is not centered and fact-checked into conspiracy?" I have reasons I'd rather not discuss, but I think you know why. Our dear friends, Donald Ellsworth says, "Uncle Lenny, Kamala is not an idiot, dumb, or stupid. She is inept. Please give the definition of ineptitude to your listeners." It's very interesting. That's a very good point. Inept, the definition of inept is having or showing no skill, clumsy, having no skill, awkward, unskillful, unskilled, inexpert, amateurish. I disagree with you. I most heartily disagree with you. I think she is stupid. And the reason why I think she's stupid is because she makes these mistakes that are so stupid, it's not even funny. It's not even remotely funny. It is beyond anything I've ever seen. It blows my mind. It's okay to say it. She's stupid. I'm sorry. I know that may hurt somebody's feeling. With all due respect to stupid people, she's stupid because she makes unforced errors. She also, let me explain something. There is something which is very, very strange too, and very strange and very, very dangerous. And that is this thing which where people feel that they're immune from the usual travails of life, the rigors, dare I say, the rigors of life, the requirements that people have of telling the truth. There are some people who just feel like they don't have to worry about it. And what's also interesting is that after a while, they start to believe this, I don't know, this lie, whatever you want to call it. And what's also, what I think is even more fascinating is that they live, how do I say this? They live in a world where they are just, they kind of believe this stuff. Now, to be honest with you, there is nobody like her. Now, as far as the story of Barack Obama, I don't want to go through that again. His story was a little different. It was alleged by some people that it was alleged. It was alleged that people were that he would have been ineligible under Article 2 of the Constitution. So that's it. Her story is, I'm just going to tell you a lie. And I'm not even going to think about finding out because I've never had to worry about lying. My whole life is a lie. I'm black, I'm Asian, I'm this. I'm going to say whatever works for me. And when I don't know what to say, I'm going to laugh. And I'm going to laugh and I'm going to, and she always talks about my mother. We laugh. Do you ever see pictures of her mother? Does this look like a ball of fire? I don't know. She was probably a wonderful, I have no idea. So Kamala brought that one up too. I'm sorry, but I laughed. She tried that one. She tried to suggest that, that she was from this laughing community and that these laughers were such that they just, that's the way she is. And she is not going to apologize to anybody about how she naturally acts and how she is. She has these guffaws, these absolute, these barrel shaking, these moments of absolute, this histrionics, the cataclysms of chortles, and there's nothing. She's so inauthentic, and the left is realizing they're doomed. They are doomed. They don't know what to do. This is something they don't, they're doomed. Absolutely, positively doomed. Because the numbers aren't there. Now, there are right now, as we speak, if you want me to give you, I will find you I will give you a series of polls or numbers that will tell you anything you want. I promise you, there will be, I promise you, there will be, believe me when I tell you this, numbers. Charlie Cook, Charlie Daniel, the Rasmussen, Harvard, Wesleyan, Columbia, Grinder Switch, Muscle Shoals poll, the Eddie Lubitsky, you name it. She's tightening up. She's narrowing the gap. Would you like me to do that? Would you like me to, you want to spend this? Go ahead. Knock yourself out, ladies and gentlemen. They are scared out of their mind. Because even the New York Times is saying this is ridiculous. They don't like her. Now, let me explain something to you, which is very important for you to grasp and understand and truly, truly understand. Listen to me carefully. These people are used to this idea. This is very important. They're used to this idea that that they want to be treated seriously. Caitlin Collins, you know who she is from CNN? This angry looking Megan Kelly even attacked her the way she looks. I'm not saying she's ugly or anything. I'm just saying she looks like she hates her job and hates. I've never seen anything like her. She glowers. Jerry Glower. How? Anyway. But even she wants to be taken seriously. She doesn't want to be known as a joke. Even Caitlin Collins wants to be Don Lemon wants to be treated seriously. You don't understand this. I know these people. In their demented world, they want to be treated seriously. The New York Times wants to be the New York Times of yore. They want to be that which they used to be, that which they are thought of as being. Do you hear what I'm saying? They want to be that which you believe them to be. Does that make sense to you? I hope it does. I hope that makes sense. So when they're handed this and they said, okay, listen, you're going to prop up this giggle box fool, this rube, they are offended by it. Believe me when I'm telling you this. And it's showing. Jake Tapper's showing it. New York Times is showing it. And they are furious that she can't even do an interview by herself. She has to get Tampon Timmy. This is how bad it is. Let me say that again. I don't think you understand what this means. I don't think you fully understand what it means. I don't think it means anything to you. I think you're hearing this and you have yet to understand the gravity of this, the gravite. Okay? You don't understand this. Believe me when I'm telling you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mary Williamson says, hi, y'all. Well, hi, y'all yourself. A wonderful woman. Homespun and Americana. Hi, y'all. You understand this? Now, he's back, ladies and gentlemen. The cryptic one, the sage, the man who sits atop the mountain, Johnny Ballgame, a man whose command of reality is without peer, a man whose ability to look through the crystalline, through the prism, through the kaleidoscope of reality, and through that, interpret that which you believe to be normal, and he completely distorts it into a way that lends one who is not predisposed to reality to revel in, to grovel in, to luxuriate in, this medium of complete and total intellectual disconnectedness. And I mean that sincerely. And I'm not saying that, but the man is a sage. There is a God who has given us the worst possible Democratic candidate in the history. And the only way she can win, and I think you know what it is. I think you know what it is, but we can't say it. But I think you know what it is. I think you know how she can, do this and how they're trying to do this. And the president is doing everything in his power to let these people know. Ladies and gentlemen, Evan Webb says her cheese slid off her crackers and killed the mouse running her brain. Ladies and gentlemen, a Rube Goldberg reference. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. You know, I saw something today which I was going to bring to your attention. And I want to share this with you. And I want to tell you something which I'm told that all of a sudden I'm supposed to feel good because Lara Trump is somehow in charge of everything. I'm told that. Okay, we're not going to go through that again. So I've got this Instagram account, and like most people, I every now and then it's really great if you get into like they have this. I love this stuff on bespoke clothes, and there's things on Italian food, and it's really fun. You know what I mean? And I don't really do it myself, but I'll put some stuff up. But I'll do this anyway. Lo and behold, guess whose name came up? Lara Trump, or Laura, but it's Lara. She's got pictures of her beloved kids. Lady, are you out of your mind? Some nut or nuts, and I don't believe, if you believe this story, that this lone kid on his own decided, well, by gum, I'm going to act alone as this lone wolf, lone assassin, l'assassino, you're out of your mind. If you believe that, you believe probably the Lee Harvey Oswald story. But anyway, so here she is, aware of the fact that there are, and nobody's lifting a finger to get to the bottom of anything. Nobody's even caring about it. So they want to hurt and destroy everything that is that family. And she puts pictures of her kids on Instagram. This is where I say, are you out of your mind? Why does anybody in the public eye put pictures of their kids so some nut can see, oh, that's what they look like? Why do people do it? Simple. Because they live in a world of me. Look at me. Look where I live. Look whom I married. Look at my face. Look at my lips. Look at my hair. Look at my nose. Look at my chin. Look at all this. Look at me. I'm running. Look at my face. Am I beautiful? Am I gorgeous? Do you love me? Here I am on TV. Am I gorgeous? You think I'm happy? I'm sexy, right? You think I'm sexy, don't you? It's not just her. Everybody does this. And here are my kids. Here they are stacked up. Here they live here. I'm not going to go into detail, but I've seen people who have been in the public eye. They show you where they live. I'm thinking, what are you doing? Well, here she is today. Little Michaela is going to first grade with the name of her school. So you know where to go and where that kid will be coming. I mean, I don't fit in this world. You don't understand something. I don't fit in. I don't fit into this. I don't understand this. I really don't. I don't understand. I don't understand narcissism. I know it's there, and I don't know people who constantly, and it's the whole world of social media. It's not just one person, but this constant like, look at me, look at me, look at me. I saw somebody today, which this is a theoretical question, but this is something that I have to ask. A while back, I saw there are people who use filters that completely destroyed the way people look. Up weight, eyes, face. I've never seen anything like it. So that notwithstanding, that perhaps is for another discussion. Why do you put pictures of your kids? Do you not live do not understand the sick world that we live in? This is I just don't. I don't get it. Okay. I'm wasting my time, but I'm going to say that. I would have people say, I don't know how many kids they've got. I don't know. They've never talked about it. I've never, you've got sick people out there. Anybody remember Play Misty for me? It was mild. I'll never understand this. Look at me. Look at my home. Look at my dogs. Look at my kids. They're chatteled. I own them. See, I've got 1, 2, 3. See how they're dressed? Don't you love me? Aren't you envious? Don't you wish you had my money, my looks, my home, my husband, my kids? Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. I don't get it. Lori Cuck, ladies and gentlemen, says, gonna see Kat in St. Louis in March. President Trump talking about curing AIDS with Fauci. Remember that? Yep. Please see Kat. Give him my best. That man is a prophet. Andy Armour says, bro, I don't fit in either. Literally. Oh, I've never fit in. I've never. And I don't want to. All my life. Never fit in. The maverick, the contrarian. Don't like that. I was thinking about this when I was very lucky. when I was in high school, all the people that were closest, my closest, close circle of friends, all of us loved to eschew or eschew, as some people say. Drugs, alcohol, never did it. Oh, we're supposed to smoke weed. We're not doing that. We're supposed to drink. Not doing that. Oh, we're supposed to like the Stones. No, we were into Anthony Braxton and cool jazz or whatever it was. Anything different than what we were supposed to do. Anything. We wore clothes that were different. I loved and always wanted to be different than everybody else. And it has been an absolute, it's a very lonely world here, my friends. It's very lonely because people do not like you. And if what they do is, I've also got another bad habit. Rather than just being quiet, I love to tell people, you're full of stuff. And you are too. Not only do I think differently, I think you're wrong. I think you're a phony. I think you're a liar. I think you're half-baked. I think you're a four-flusher. I think you're a con man. You're counterfeit. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. This is an act to you. This is an act. And then every now and then somebody comes up, somebody that I don't like. I say I don't care one way or the other. But the way they did to Jesse Waters. Jesse Waters said something the other day, just in passing. He might have been a little inartful in terms of how he said this. But he said something to the effect that the generals would have their way with Kamala. And that absolute phony, synthetic Judge Janine said, "Oh, Jesse." This is the link to that, by the way. This is my. Oh, I think Dana Perino. Oh, they had to act offended. Judge Janine acting offended. Look her story up. Spend your time. Look it up. You want to spend some time? Look at it. She's coming across. You're offended. You're did you? Jesse Waters didn't talk about generals passing her around. Oh God, it's this feigned prudishness. It's phony. You didn't believe a word of it, and I hate that. I don't care for Jesse Waters. I think he's a nincompoop, but he didn't say anything wrong. And those rat bastards are so awful. They don't even have the wherewithal to stand behind them and stick up for one of their own. This is what I mean. There's such insincerity, absolute insincerity. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't understand it. Now, the story that nobody's really getting here is Pavel Durov. I realize, don't expect that's not going to be a big story in this country. Nah. Around the rest of the world, it is, not this country. Clutch my pearls, POS. Indeed, this feigned, oh, I do declare, Jesse, did you anyway intimate that our Kamala is a oh, stop it. I mean, this is, if only you knew the backstory, and it takes absolute no amount of research, which is great. By the way, in the United States, the only way you can hide behind facts without anybody knowing anything, just by keeping your mouth shut. But nobody ever researches it. All this stuff. I don't understand. The number one issue for me is the sanctity, the protection of the ballot. And nobody's talking about that because it's also kind of boring and that sort of thing. You understand that? This week, we're going to go see. I'm going to go see that movie, Reagan. And the reason why I like it is because nobody wants it to be successful. I'm not the biggest Reagan fan, but I am now. You see, I want you to understand something. And where's Johnny Ballgame? Johnny Ballgame would know this. My name's not Steve Resor, by the way, just to let you know. It's an old joke. You know, Johnny, right now we have people who are coming together, who are coalescing in a weird kind of, I don't know what this is, like an all-star band. Remember that? When all of a sudden, remember they would have like Ringo Starr would have Steve Lukather or Jerry Corbetta from Sugarloaf and Burton Cummings, and they went, wow, Geddy Lee, or it would be, wow, this is an interesting band. Randy Bachman. There's a wonderful piece on my private channel. I referenced it. I think it was a tribute to Greg Lake. Oh my God, they have Steve Lukather. They had Jeff Baxter playing pedal steel. I saw Brian Auger. Remember the Brian Auger from the 60s played the Hammond B3. Anyway, I love these groups of people. Seemingly not disparate, but seemingly unique, kind of a weird mosaic. So all of a sudden, here we have Donald Trump, this guy, this great man. Well, who's coming forward? Bobby Kennedy. Now, Bobby Kennedy, a couple of months ago, I wouldn't give a plug nickel for him. I think he's full of it. I think he with that Shanahan. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. This guy's eating a bear, eating a dog, cutting off the head of a. What are you doing? What are you doing? The whole thing about I kept a record of all the women I bedded. Oh my God! What a jadrool this guy is. Seriously, he's just, and then he with the Shmuley Botiak, and he hasn't said anything about Israel. But he's a phony. But it can change like that. Now I love the guy. Don't you love him too? I love that guy. I love that guy. Oh, Brian Auger was incredible. What was his good? The Express. Remember the Express? Played the great B3. Wonderful. Anyway. There's this thing. I love this guy. Laurie says, oh, he's Joe. Remember Joe Cool's back in school. Remember that from Peanuts? Absolutely. Oh, he's great. Oh, his Egesta don't stink as far as I'm concerned. I'm loving it. And the more those chipmunk, those weird dentologically challenged Kennedys, the more they come out with her. And what's with the spasmodic dysphonia? Carrie Kennedy has the Katharine Hepburn. What is this? Doesn't Susan Collins have it? I've never heard so many people who've had this in my life. Katharine Hepburn. Oh, we have that. Oh, you, that suck face. Anyway. Now I love him. Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard was good. Tulsi Gabbard, there she is, the whole Yvonne DiCarlo thing, the Lily Muncher. Okay, yeah. You're a surfer, you're this. Yeah, I know. She had some cockamamie Second Amendment stuff years ago. Now I love her. Bring her in the boat. Come on in, Tulsi. Come on. The water's fine. Bring her on in. Sit next to Bobby. Then there's Tucker Carlson. Oh, Tucker, he doesn't know what to do. He's got that Mozart laugh, that Amadeus laugh, and this and that. He's a Christian. He wants to talk about I stopped drinking. Would you do me a favor? Listen. You gave up drinking. That's great. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You and 85 billion people have stopped drinking, stopped doing drugs. I thought, I'm not for this guy. Now I love him. Vivek Ramaswamy. Oh my God. Let's talk fast. Let's do our best. If only Shapiro got anywhere near him. Ben Shapiro just. All right. Love Vivek. Bring him on. Hell, bring in Bannon. Bring him in. General Flynn, bring him in. Roger Stone, I don't care who it is. If it makes him, I want to have this tribute band. I want to have this all-star band. I want to have Jerry Corbetta. I want to have Doug Engel, bless his heart, from Iron Butterfly. I want to have, if I could only bring Mike Panera from Tampa, Blues Image. If I could bring in Steve Gadd on drums, put them together. Put them together. Put him into this. Wow. That's what I want to do. Crypto Domini says, I need a bourbon. 1.4 million new COVID data. Oh, please. Good luck with that one. Good luck with that. Who's buying that? Anybody? Good luck. Good luck. Because whatever they say, you know what the response is from the world is going to be, yeah, right, okay, yeah, okay, good. No, seriously, there's a new Omicron. Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, no, good for you. Oh, it's a cold variant. It's an Omicron Delta. Oops, okay, sure, yeah. Oh, I'll be right back. Gonna get that mask. Good luck with that one. Good luck with that one, ladies and gentlemen. These are the most exciting of times. Don't you feel it? Who feels it? Who feels it right now? Who feels this movement? Who feels this? Who feels it? Murph, do you feel it, Murph? Murph, do you feel it? Murph's just laughing his ass off or her ass off. I have no idea, Murph. Visions of Atlantis says the stupidity, cupidity, mendacity, derangement, and utter hypocrisy of the moribund Kamala ticket is truly a glorious thing to behold. Could not have said it better myself. These moon bats, these benighted cucks, Lori. I got your COVID right here, right? Right here. Absolutely. Who is going to listen to this? Who is seriously, who is going to listen to this? Who is going to sit there? Oh, absolutely. I'll be right with you. I'll meet you. You know what? You go to the with me. I'm gonna go get my mask. Try shutting things down again. Try going through that again. Try. And that's why with Bobby Kennedy, when he brought up for the first time geoengineering, oh my God. I got a hold of Dane Wigington and said, there's a chance, Dane. You're going to be vindicated, my friend. This guy, 24-hour. Okay. This is geoengineeringwatch.org. This guy deserves a Pulitzer, the Nobel Prize for what he's been through. The only person I know who says, do you think there's nothing there. This is how demented we are. My friends. And also, did you notice this? No mention of the supersedious indictment. No, you understand. Jack Smith went and he tailored the indictment in order to take into account the new limitations of the. Yeah, okay. No, you don't understand. No, you don't understand. We don't care anymore. Crypto Domini said, thanks, Uncle Lenny. Feeling it right here. Right here. This is I am telling you. I know what I'm talking about. This stupid Dana Bash waste of time. They're actually going to do this. Dana Bash, seriously, honestly, is going to be interviewing her. They're giving them the questions ahead of time, and she can't do it. She's got to get this Jadrul tampon Timmy with her. Do you know how embarrassing that is? Do you have any idea? My friends, I want to also say, remember, Christmas is just around the corner. And what better way to say I love you to a friend or foe alike is to go to our dear friends at mypillow.com. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel, right there. Fine for dad or grad. It makes a great julienne fries. And yes, Mom, it's perfect. It's a great stocking stuffer. Christmas it's perfect. What better way for that grad to say, I love you? Here's some slippers, some slides, some towels, here's a nice bathrobe. Here's a mattress topper. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel, and you get a free gift. I know gifts are free, but it's tautological. So what? Don't want to be, dare I say, don't want to wax or show cupidity, a great word for greed. Oh my dear friends, do you not feel this? Do you not feel the greatness that this? We need this. We need this so much. So that's it. Everybody else doing all right? Everybody else doing all right? Everybody else doing? It's important that you're doing all right. How's our good friend the philosopher? How's he doing? Where is he? Let me see right now. Where is he? Where's our friend? Just a minute. Where is he? Where is he? Hang on. Where's our boy? I don't see him. I don't see what's going on here. Hang on a minute. I'm looking. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see the baseball dude. Look at this. Lori Cuck is hilarious. Not only that, she is witty, wise, brutal sense of humor. Brutal. And I love it. Absolutely brutal. Somebody you want to sit back and you want to be like next to if you're on a cruise. You'll never see me on a cruise again. But when you got a great couple at your table, you say, thank God. You got that one? All right. All right, my friends. Now, do me a favor. Let me thank our good friend Nelson A. Nelson A says, by the way, love supporting you, Uncle Lenny. Interview will be well edited and not live, like a soup opera named Kamala and the Tampon. Or, I like a soup opera, which is even worse. Thank you so much for that, Nelson. You are a maniac. Crypto Domini, Andy Armour, Lori Cuck, who is wild, Visions of Atlantis, Crypto again, Mr. Armour, yes, Evan Webb, Donald Ellsworth, Ladies and Germs, Freedom, we love Freedom, JM, and Born to Raise Hogs. Such a beautiful name, isn't it? Born to be alive. All right, my friends, I've got, I think I've covered this. Let me ask you something. Do you feel better? Remember, I'll never say to feel good about something just to feel good. I'm not one of those people. There's a lot to feel good about and a lot to really be excited about. And that's what we're seeing right now. All right, dear friends. Mary Williams has said, yes, I feel better. That's all that matters. I want it to be like an emotional purgative. I want you to feel like, yes, it's okay. Because the Democrats are thinking, what do we do? What do we do? This is going to be a disaster. And after that first and only interview, it's horrible. And after the debate with Trump, oh my God, it just gets better and better. And they think that they're going to be able to keep her quiet because remember, it's 69 days until the election. And they think they're going to be able to keep this dingbat hidden away. Well, they're not. Doesn't work like that. All right, dear friends. All righty. All right, friends. Have a great and a glorious night. Don't forget, follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. Lynn's Warriors on YouTube. Did a live event today. Watch it. You can see it. It's got some important things to talk about and important things that you as a parent, grandparent, or caregiver should know. Lynn's Warriors. All right, dear friends, we love you. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Until then, remember, as we always say, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Dead.